wake up, they're feeding us lies. They're playing games with our minds, it's no surprise. They're selling dreams, but we're paying the price. They control the narrative, but we'll take back our lives. They're telling us what to think, what to do, but we won't be fooled. We're breaking through, breaking through. Their propaganda we can see right through. We're waking up, ain't nothing they can do. They lie to you.
Are you interested in delving into the enigmatic world of the Black Asian Aboriginals, their origins, and their tales? Unfolding the pages of history, we find little about these civilizations that have shaped our world in subtle yet profound ways. The Black Asian Aboriginals, an intriguing facet of human history, offer a captivating narrative of cultural diversity, resilience, and evolution. Their story is a testament to the indomitable human spirit's ability to adapt, survive, and thrive in various landscapes and circumstances. The history of these communities provides a rich canvas of human migration. The story of the Black Asians has been kept hidden for a long time, but the true history speaks for itself despite being whitewashed. We begin this discovery with the Semang of Malaysia. The Semang tribes live, or used to live, in the mountainous interior of peninsular Malaysia, where they have lived in close association with a variety of Vedoid and tribal Malay groups. They are, however, physically and culturally much more closely related to the Andamanese Negrito than to their long-term Vedoid neighbors. Although they do not seem to have mixed much, their contact was still close enough for them to acquire cultural traits that differentiate them somewhat from the Andamanese. In view of the long separation from each other, it is remarkable how well they have kept their common black heritage. Among Negrito, the Andamanese remain unique for having preserved their original languages. The Semang have adopted the language of the Hmong Khmer wave of migrants surrounding them, perhaps since before 7,000 years ago. Some vocabulary suspected of going back to their original language has been recovered. The Hmong Khmer speakers were themselves pushed aside by Malay newcomers who today dominate the peninsula south of the Thai border. Oddly enough, the Semang and some Vedoid tribal groups have retained their Hmong Khmer languages until recently, despite the social and cultural pressures to adopt Malay. And then in Indonesia, we found the first of the Indonesian kingdoms that we know anything about is Srivijaya, which lasted to about 1400 AD. It was an ancient Malay kingdom on the island of Sumatra. At around 500 AD, a new Srivijayan center began to develop around the present-day town of Palembang. However, it is from Chinese records that we gather much of what we know. And it is from these Chinese records, dated to about 600 AD, that we learn that there are two Sumatran kingdoms, one based in Palembang and another based in Jambi. They also mention three other kingdoms on the neighboring island of Java. It seems that the kingdom of Srivijaya was a coastal trading center and a maritime power. But it did not extend its influence much beyond the coastal areas of the various islands. People of the inland areas of these islands were pretty much unaffected by the Srivijaya. However, for those in the coastal areas and river valleys, force was the dominant element in the Srivijaya Empire's relations with them. As we delve into the digital archives and scholarly articles about the secluded Andaman Islands, where the story of the Black Asian Aboriginals has been historically preserved. The Andaman Islands, nestled in the heart of the Indian Ocean, are home to a people whose story has often been overlooked, yet whose history is rich and compelling. These islands, scattered like jewels across the ocean, have been the setting of a truly unique human narrative, the saga of the Black Asian Aboriginals. The Black Asian Aboriginals, a community believed to have originated from the African continent, have spent centuries in isolation, their lifestyles and traditions undisturbed by the outside world. This isolation has resulted in a fascinating blend of cultures, combining the ancient customs of their African roots with the unique characteristics of their Asian environment. Their history, while shrouded in mystery, can be pieced together through the painstaking examination of genetic markers, cultural artifacts, and historical accounts. These genetic markers offer a tantalizing glimpse into their ancestry, evoking images of a civilization that once thrived under African skies. The intricacies of their genetic code present a tantalizing puzzle for scientists who have been drawn by the unique opportunity to study a population relatively untouched by modern influences. Every genetic marker uncovered adds another page to the story of their journey, revealing insights about their migration patterns, their adaptation to a unique environment, and their cultural evolution. The cultural artifacts and traditions of the Black Asian Aboriginals provide additional evidence of their unique heritage. Handicrafts made from local materials, songs passed down through generations, dances that celebrate the cycles of nature. Every cultural fragment is a testament to their resilience and creativity. Each artifact tells a story, embodying the wisdom and experience of a people who have adapted to the challenges of their environment while preserving their unique cultural identity. Even though they are often eclipsed by larger Asian groups, their history has been digitally chronicled, shaped by adversities. These communities have preserved their unique racial cultural identities. With deep African and Asian influences, these societies, the Asian mosaic, they stand as embodiments of human tenacity, tradition, and cultural exchange. They are custodians of history, displaying a diversity as vast as it is intriguing. A historical overview notes that Africans arrived in early Asia more than 500,000 years ago. Archaeological studies support this migration concept. A second wave of migration occurred approximately 50,000 years ago, as pointed out by historian Rashidi. Rashidi details the journey of blacks with straight to wavy hair textures to Asia. Known names like Ostrix, Austroasiatics, and Vedas, these individuals likely reached their zenith 25,000 years ago and still exist in significant numbers across Asia. Historian Gwyn Campbell supports Rashidi's insights, asserting, "It's undeniable that a substantial free African migration occurred in the Asian world." She explores African and Asian interactions dating back to 4-7 million years via archaeological studies, and supports Rashidi's timeline of migration to Asia between 40,000-50,000 years ago. From the 1st to 17th century AD, kingdoms of the Horn of Africa, Adal, Punt, and Mogadishu journeyed and founded trades as far as India to China, and established a line of commerce in the region with the Black dynasties of those times. Relations between Somalia and China long predate the Middle Ages. Through trade, the peoples of both areas established good relations. Giraffes, zebras, and incense were exported to the Ming Empire of China, which established Somali merchants as leaders in the commerce between Asia and Africa. The Chinese exported Celadon wares, spices, textile, and muskets in return for horses, exotic animals, incense, gold, and ivory. The prominent Hui Chinese explorer, mariner, diplomat, and fleet admiral, Zheng He, arrived in his 4th and 5th voyage to the Somali cities of Mogadishu, Zayla, Merka, and Berbera. Sahid of Mogadishu, a Somali explorer, traveled to China in the 14th century, when China was ruled by the Yuan dynasty, and noted the trading communities of the Chinese ports and cities. There are also Islamic populations who were also part of these migrations, contributing to the cultural merge of the region. Substantial evidence detailing these early attempts to establish contact and residence in Asian lands is available. Digital resources, academic articles, and a pictorial feature on the African presence in early Asia corroborate this. The All Around the African World Museum also offers visual representations of the people of India and the remnants of 2 Pakistani cities, Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro. Music is a significant cultural contribution Africans made to Asians, playing a key role in this cultural exchange. African instruments and music forms are widely used in various Asian cultures. Even the Pakistani national anthem has African roots. Africans who held prominent positions shaped the Asian continent. They played a crucial role in the socio-political and economic life of various Indian dynasties, including military and administrative services. Their contributions extend to the use of domestic grains from Africa by a group of resettled Africans known as Sidis from Gujarat. Other evidence of the Black origins in Asia includes the Black Mongols in China, Dravidians in India, Black dynasties in China, and Alexander Pushkin, Russia's premier poet, being Black. Their tale is as compelling as it is significant, serving as an eloquent tribute to the survival and evolution of Black Asian cultures. This journey now takes us to the fascinating chronicle of the Ada people, also known as the Black Asian Aboriginals of the Philippines. Their tale is an eloquent tribute to survival resilience, molded by shared adversities. These communities have admirably preserved their unique Black and cultural identities. The Southeast Asia countries of Cambodia, Burma, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Indonesia are a 645 million of the world population. These are all formerly Black countries, like Hawaii, which were invaded by Mongols, sometimes by war, sometimes by migration. They are all ruled now by light-skinned Mongols, who are of course mixed themselves. But unlike Hawaii, populations of native blacks still survived. And then there are the descendants of the light-skinned Mongol invaders, and the mix produced by the two. In Vietnam and the Philippines, French and Spanish and Dutch colonizers also added to the gene pool, making it impossible to categorize these countries as black, Mongol, or mixed. And then we now in India, the Indians, who were black dynasties before the British colonizers invaded them, are still present. The population are most black. The mixed with the new Europeans are the light-skinned Indians, and the majority have their original features and colors. Today in India, like many Asian countries, the Aboriginals black Indians are also mistreated, outcasts, and treated as second-class citizens. That is what the colonizers have done. They have created chaos everywhere they went. And in Japan, the ruling dynasties were all black. There they are called the Jomon and the Ainu. But they will last a bit longer. It's not until about 350 BC that a Mongol group called the Yayoi will break off from China and invade, conquer, and destroy their civilization. These Yayoi are the progenitors of modern Japanese. It is said that Sakanuye Tamuramaro, the first shogun of Japan, a black man, was given that title for his campaigns against the Ainu in northern Japan, about 797 AD, which suggests that descendants of the Jomon still existed in Japan in the current era. The sumo wrestlers were beautiful, fit black Japanese, as we see in this rare image, and not the overweight people we see on TV today. Everything has been changed and corrupted. And then there are the samurai of Japan. They were black warriors, famous around Asia at those times. Then we have Korea, in the book titled Korea, The Land of the Morning Calm, written in 1895 by Arnold Henry Savage Landor. It says this about Japan. It is a prevalent idea that the Koreans are Chinese, and therefore exactly like them in physique and appearance, and if not like the Chinese, that they must be like their neighbors on the other side, the Japanese. As a matter of fact, they are like neither. Naturally, the continuous incursions of both Chinese and Japanese into this country have left distinct traces of their passage on the general appearance of the people. And of course, the distinction which I shall endeavor to make is not so marked as that between whites and blacks. For the Koreans, speaking generally, do bear a certain resemblance to the other peoples of Mongolian origin. Though belonging to this family, however, they form a perfectly distinct branch of it. Not only that, but when you notice a crowd of Koreans, you will be amazed to see among them people almost as white and with features closely approaching the Aryan, these being the higher classes in the kingdom. The more common type is the yellow-skinned face, with slanting eyes, high cheekbones, and thick, hanging lips. But again, you will observe faces much resembling the Tibetans and Hindus, and if you carry your observations still further, you will find all over the kingdom, mostly among the coolie classes, men as black as Africans, or like the people of Asia Minor, Anatolia, Turkey. This book was written after many invasions of the Mongols and Europeans, but you can still see the Aboriginals in the cities, but they are being outcasted. And then we have China's first dynasty, an emperor founded by King Tang, who was black. The earliest documented rulership of China was the Shang dynasty, 1500-1008 BC, which is credited with bringing together the elements of China's earliest civilization. The Shang was given the name Naki, Na-Black Kiman, under the Black Dynasty. The Black Chinese established the basic forms of graceful calligraphy that has lasted to the present day. The first Chinese emperor, the legendary Fu His, 2953-2383 BC, was without doubt black, and his African brothers and sisters established government, social institutions, and cultural inventions. There is evidence of substantial population of blacks in early China. Archaeological studies have located a black substratum in earliest Chinese history, and report of major kingdoms ruled by blacks are frequent in Chinese documents Nile Valley civilization. In the earliest Chinese history, several texts in classical books spoke of these diminutive blacks. The Tohu Li, composed under the dynasty of Tehu, 1122-249 BC, give description of the inhabitants with black features. Chinese folklore speak often of these blacks and mention an emperor of China named Li, 373-397, consort of the Emperor Xiao Wu I, who is spoken of as being black African, and kingdom of diminutive blacks in the southwest of China. The sacred Manchu dynasty shows a great strain of black people. Emperor Pu Yi of Manchukuo, direct descendants of the Manchu ruler of China, is most distinctly black. Chinese Chronicle reports that a black empire existed in the south of China at the beginning of the country's history. Cheikh Anta Diop, in his book, African Origin of Civilization. The ancient Black Royal House of China, 1766, 1100 BC, said that the Shang, a black dynasty, contributed mightily to China's earliest known civilization. In conclusion, Black Asia existed and still exists in many parts of Asia today. And after many invasions that happened in their history, they still survived. They are living proof of the hidden history of Asia today. The more we discover, the more is clear black people were the original inhabitant of the 7 known continent in some parts of Antarctica, and that they were the followers of Noah who came with him in the ark after the biggest reset of the world. Everything Allah told us in the Quran is aligning perfectly with the evidence in front of us, and without the Quran we would be lost in this web of lies they have created in history. Stay tuned as we uncover more true histories. Until next time, thank you for watching. Please share this.